Hello there. Welcome back to Sequel-A-Thon 4. We're talking about My Girl 2. I'm Scotty, and you're not. Remember, AC's on, cause it's hot. And, yeah, we're talking about My Girl 2. So I grew up with the first one. I love the first one. It is one of my favorite childhood movies. Upon a rewatch, it's never something you think a kid would, go to, but it's there, right? And so I knew there was a sequel. Didn't really watch it, and eventually, I think we rented it. I don't remember I remember it not being too much of anything. And I didn't watch it again until I bought this double pack, and I still was like, watching it again for the third time in my life. It's got a charm to it. I don't think it holds a candle to the first one. The first one is so iconic to me, I always said that the one thing that was missing from this was Macaulay Culkin. Obviously, his character couldn't come back because, his character died. So, what do? The story of this film is that Veda is given a school assignment where she has to do a report on someone who has accomplished something and that they do not know. And so she decides to do it on her mother because she doesn't know her mother. Although I'm questionable on the results of this thing. So to find out more about her mom, she flies to Los Angeles where her uncle Harry Uncle Jerry? Because I think the dad's name is Harry. Her Uncle Jerry is living with his girlfriend and her son, Nick, played by Austin O'Brien, who is the blatant replacement for Macaulay Culkin. He's even on the cover back there. Yeah. So he journeys around with her in Los Angeles to find out things about her mom. Alright, so where do I start? When the movie starts, it's been a few years. I would say 3 years. Since the last movie happened. The first one was in 1991. This one came out in 1994. They take place in the 60s, right? Or the 70s now. I think we're in the 70s. They play Elton John, so I'm guessing they were in maybe the early 70s, and now they're in the mid 70s. Veda's older. She's going through stuff. Look, everything that really happens before she goes to Los Angeles really doesn't matter. There's a thing about a boy that she likes, and her friend ends up sort of being a thing with him. That doesn't matter. The only thing you gotta know is that Jamie Lee Curtis, is pregnant and expecting a baby. So that's the only important thing in her current life you gotta know. Everything else is not really necessary. I feel like the first half hour of this movie is like, we're gonna get to know what she's been doing. And then she gets this assignment and decides, I'm going to fly to Los Angeles to visit my Uncle Jerry. And then that's when the important part of the movie starts. Everything at the beginning of this movie is just catching up with everything. But if you took out the whole plot point with her friend and the boy, wouldn't do anything. The only thing it serves is like a love interest thing with Nick, which is still a little bit iffy. We'll get to that, but yeah. There's also a subplot when we get to LA about her uncle and his girlfriend Rose, how he's like a fear of commitment and won't propose to her or something. And there's this guy, it's the foster dad from Child Play 2, how's it hanging, Phil? It's Phil, and he's like hitting on her, keeps showing up. He reminds me of another Jamie Lee Curtis movie, of Bill Paxton in True Lies, but not as sleazy. At one point, towards the end of the film, he shows up with this box of strudels, and that's when Jerry's like, okay, that's it. Strudel draws the line. She and I are involved. How involved? We have an arrangement. What arrangement? And then he eventually, proposes to her. Yeah. They're gonna get married. So throughout her journey, she finds out things about her mom, that she got suspended from school for smoking. Oh no! That she had a first husband. She's learning her mom's not perfect. Oh no! A person we thought was a perfect person turns out not to be. Never seen that in any movie ever. Yeah, she learns the truth and stuff. And yeah. There's a lot of going around and talking to people. Ben Stein is there. There's a whole scene by a tar pit that really doesn't serve anything except for when she's talking to him about Thomas J. She talks about the ring, how it was important to her, and then Nick pretends to drop it in the tar pit, and it's like, hey, you mean this? And then they're just fine. Like, I'd throw him in the tar pit. Are you kidding me? Not only was that her mom's ring, but it's also something that Thomas J. gave his life to go back and get. And this kid's pretending to throw it in a tar pit. And even when she thinks he threw it in there, the most she does is try to go in there herself. Again, I said, go get it. I know you can die. I've seen whatever that movie is with, I did a To Be Tuesday on it. Remember the name of the movie. I don't remember what it's called, but Anthony Edwards. I was like, the world's gonna end at midnight or something, or there's gonna bomb's gonna drop on Los Angeles, something like that. It's the La Brea tar pits. It's those tar pits. I've seen that. What happens when you get covered in tar? You die. But still, it's like a family heirloom type situation, right? So, like I said, she finds out that her mom was married to someone else. And that's when she starts to question her whole existence. Like, oh, I have the hair of a dead woman and this nose. No one else in my family has this nose. Like, which is kind of a fourth wall, kind of like a fourth wall break where it's like, hey, these are actors that don't actually look like each other, so they can point out this flaw. I don't know, but she does go to talk to this guy, and yes, they did get married, but they weren't. It wasn't anything like a full commitment thing, I guess. What's really sweet is he shows her these home videos where he's just plowing her. No, I'm just kidding. Where it's like she's singing and everything. Why would he show her that? Sorry, Scotty wouldn't make a bad joke. Bad joke. Bad Scotty. Bad Scotty. Bad Scotty. Ow! That's enough. What the? It's a little red. You see, it's a little red. Just a little red. But, yeah. So, she learns all this stuff about her mom and everything, and she was, like, they want to find a yearbook. There's this whole thing where they're going to talk to this cop that used to go to school with her, and he was the one who got in trouble for smoking. And then, like, Nick totally, like, this is the guy that got, he's like, oh, it's got to be like a big jerk old dummy or something like that. I don't remember what exactly he said. He's like, well, I'd do it again if I had to. And it's the guy. It's the Asian guy. If you've seen him, you know who I'm talking about. But specifically for me, I know him as the college professor from Boy Meets World who went, oh, sure. First we start with, then we'll move on to, and then finally, excuse me, I have a staff meeting. That guy. That's the guy in 1994. That guy. What's interesting is I don't think they do enough for the period setting. The first one, it felt like the late 60s, early 70s. This, I don't know. I don't know what period I'm supposed to do. It has good music. The Walk in the Morning and Boogie Boogie Flu, couple of Elton John tunes, you know. Elton John. Shit! I forgot about Kingsman and Golden Circle. I'll explain after my rating. You know, great soundtrack. And of course the My Girl theme plays at the end. Eventually, she leaves. She's ready to leave. She calls Rose her aunt, which is a little more confusing because at the end Nick gives her a kiss and then walks out like he's just like like he's dazed. I love Austin O'Brien. It's too bad he didn't get many more roles. You know. But and it's also weird because like they did have a conversation earlier, like, oh, if we if my aunt and your dad, if my uncle and your dad get married, if my uncle and your mom get married, we'll be family. Yeah, but we'll be blood. It's still a little too hey step bro for my liking. You know what that means. You know what it means. I'm not gonna try to. It speaks to that. No, it's not directly. It's cousin, well, hey step cousin. Still. But she goes back, and she finds out that her dad's not there to pick her up. Some other guy is, and someone she knows. Don't worry. Turns out Shelley gave birth, and she has a new baby brother whose name we do not know. Also, Rose makes a big deal about if Harry's gonna freak out that she pierced her ears. Wasn't that a plot point in the first one? Didn't Shelley pierce her ears, or try to pierce her ears? Wasn't that thing she tried to pierce her ears and she threw up? That's Grease. No, I swear there was a thing where she tried to pierce her ears. I swear. Maybe I'm misremembering. But, yeah. And as she narrates, she got an A+ on the report. On what planet? She found out nothing important about her mom that would justify an A+ on a report. I'm sorry. She's supposed to find something. It was supposed to be someone that accomplished something, and who you do not know. You did not know your mother. She died in childbirth. But, also, I got a feel for Harry. Okay, just a minute. But, she says that her big accomplishment was her. That's sweet. You get a B, kid. An A+, sorry. No, that's not... But they meant accomplishment as they did something important for the world. To the world. Unless Vader grows up to be this big person who does a lot of good things. I don't know. No, I got a feel for Harry. He tries... At the beginning of the movie, when Vader tries to get information from him, he can't say much. He says we had a whirlwind romance. She was only in town for a little bit. We went on one date, proposed to her on the next. We got married. She got pregnant. We had you, and then she was gone. I'm like, that was... That's sad. But also, it feels like a retcon. I don't know. Maybe not. Because it's like, he didn't... The only problem he had with dating Shelley in the last one is that he couldn't... He hadn't had a date in what was it, like 14 years or whatever. You know? And so maybe that was the problem. Also, Jerry, the uncle, living in LA, where her mom was raised, a little convenient, don't you think? Especially because he lived in the same place as they did in the last one. He lived in Pennsylvania with them, not in the same place, but it seemed like he lived in Pennsylvania in the first one. Now he's just so happens to be living in LA, where she needs to go, so she has somewhere to stay. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. a little convenient, a little bit of, oh, we gotta write it this way so it works out. You know, I'll give it a middle of the road. The movie ends with the My Girl theme song, and unlike the ending of the first one, doesn't feel like it fits. Let me explain why. The end of the first one is her acceptance in Thomas J's death, and that her teacher crush is not going to be her boyfriend, and she's getting ready to move on. She's going to grow up, and she's going to, move on with her life. Here, it's just, oh, I got an A+ on my report, and I got a little baby brother. I'm going to tell her about my mom. I got sunshine. It's like Mannequin 2. Mannequin 2 is great. I like it better than the first one. But they have the same song in the end. And we can build this world together. And inside forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. But it's very much, oh, we gotta put that song in the end because of the end of the first one. And that's what they did here too. Oh, that song's the end of the first one. I gotta put it here. It's called My Girl. And it's even more so here because, the movie's called My Girl 2. We gotta have the song in it, Stand By Me has Stand By Me in it. What was it? There was one movie that I got pissed didn't have the song in it. What was it? I don't wanna do your dirty work no more. Yeah, Dirty Work. Didn't have that song in there. I was like, Oh yeah. But yeah, it's the middle of the road. It's fun. That fun thing. I can talk to that guy. No, I'm glad I finally, sat down and talked about this. It's not on the back burner anymore, bugging me. Hey, talk about me. It's there. It's done. It's over with. So what I wanted to talk about. So I had. How does that even work? Okay. So I've done 10. This is 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That would only be 19. Right. So where is it, first of all? Oh! It's right here. So I dwindled it down to 15 instead of 20. Well, now I gotta figure out which one. So the last I have Educator Minx 2, Hellboy 2, Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles, and a bonus one that wasn't on the list that I really would like to do as a big finale for this. But 15 is a rounded number. So, which one of these three do I get rid of now to replace? Because Kingsman: The Golden Circle is one I wanted to do. So, I even deleted the picture. I didn't even think about it. I feel like it has to be Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles these days, because it's also connected to my childhood, like My Girl was. Agent Cody Banks on the back burner again. Alright. There it is. So what are your thoughts on My Girl 2? Let me know in the comments below. Share, like, share, subscribe. I check my arm and just skin irritation. That's all. Itch. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't wanna do your dirty work no more. Would you go away?